We have to give props. We got to give a moment to Megan Thee Stallion.
Yes.
She is one of
I'm a fan.
my favorite
I like the music.
artists.
I'm sure.
But not even just on, you know, there are so many movements for us to get behind these days, including Me Too, and including, you know, fighting for our reproductive rights. But she's just a person who owns it all. She's like, I'm college educated, but you best believe I'm a twerk. And I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to show you how to twerk. But then I'm going to also talk to you about environmentalism and safety and how we can all be
You
better.
can be all of those things, right?
Like, I live
No,
for her.
she was talking about going vegan in her live.
Yeah, she said something about chicken tenders and
She saw what they really put in chicken nuggets.
Yeah, that would make enough. That made my daughter go vegetarian.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people are, but I wanted to know, are you a hottie? Do you like the hottie movement? How do you feel about Megan Thee Stallion? And girls like it.
First of all, I love Megan Thee Stallion.
Me too.
I do.
Hey, Meg.
I didn't know that she called her people hotties. I'm probably a little more lukewarm than the than the young folks.
Lukewarmy?
But I can get it. I can get it in. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the things that has been most difficult about this is that people don't know me in a real way.
Gotcha.
So people approach me all the time like, "Hello, Tarana Burke, how are you?"
Man,
So nice to meet
Queen
you.
Mother.
You know, like, so and I'm just like,
Why are you doing this?
why are you doing this?
Right.
I was at a situation, right, in one of these Hollywood type of things with some people, and I probably shouldn't even talk about it. But the guy was like, they said something vulgar, and they were like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry," and I was like,
Right. Yeah.
I was like, who told y'all that I didn't like sex?
Right. You Queen Mother.
All I said was ask permission.
Right. I might say yes.
Just say it.
Normal thing.
I love that.
You got a 50-50 shot.
Absolutely. How do you deal with that? I feel like a lot of the times, especially as we grow our brands and our, people only see one side of us.
Absolutely.
Like, how do you make sure people see you and view you as a whole person? Or how do you continue to be a whole person?
I'm still trying to figure that out, to be quite honest. I used to have a blog, a fashion blog, and some trolley person went and got all these pictures off my blog where I had cleavage showing, and they were like, how can she be the leader of this movement, dressing scantily clad, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, because my titties is out. It's the summertime. What you want me to do with this?
And that ain't even against Me Too. Me Too don't say your titties can't be out.
Right.
And say you can't grab them, right?
I'm just saying,
You see them, don't grab them. Like,
Right.
You know, and so it's difficult to be this person because I want people to talk about body positivity and sex positivity. Right? I believe in those things. I believe in bodily autonomy. It doesn't mean that you can't be sexy. It doesn't mean you can't twerk. I'm pro Megan Thee Stallion.
Exactly.
You should be able to move your body and express yourself. As Black women, we move our bodies so beautifully. We dress our bodies so beautifully. Why would we not want to show that off?
So that's my thing. I don't understand. What do you think is the kickback of women just being able to celebrate themselves? Like, I don't see a problem with Cardi or Megan or the City Girls twerking. Like, they're celebrating themselves, they're doing what they want. But like, why do you feel like men have such a problem with women expressing themselves like that?
Because this is their own BS, right?
Okay.
Because it's this idea that if you don't put on all your clothes and you're twerking around, you're gonna tempt me to want you, right? So your body looks good, so I want to touch you.
I can't stop myself.
So I can't stop myself. And men, honestly, should be offended at this. I think men should be offended at the idea that they don't have self-control, that they're animals that can't stop themselves from touching somebody like, oh, I got a boob, right?
I got not a caveman.
That's another way that y'all can contribute to the movement. You should stand up and say, no, we understand what bodily autonomy is. I'm gonna tell you what, when you go into a meeting, men don't ever have to be like, listen, look out for John because he likes to touch people's penises, right? Don't you know? No, you don't do that because you know better than to. You maybe in football you slap somebody in the butt, but you don't go into a business meeting like, go ahead, handle it.
Yeah.
So you understand bodily respect when it comes to your own person. Just transfer that to us. If you could see women as human beings that have the right and authority to say what happens with our own bodies, then that's why I talk about dignity, right? We need to really have a conversation about human dignity. All women are talking about is that we want to walk through life with our dignity intact. I want to be recognized as a full human being. Men understand dignity because if another man tries to do something to take away your dignity, you're going to respond to that. If a man tries to take away the dignity of your loved one, you're going to respond to that, right? So when I'm telling you, forget about all this other stuff. I need you to respect me and let me have my dignity. I think men can relate to that idea because we're all fighting for that.
You know what I like about Megan too?
No, please.
No. I mean, with regard to dignity
Right.
and humanity,
Yes,
right.
yes.
is the idea of pleasure.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of what her music is about is also talking
Yes.
about her own pleasure and what makes her happy sexually and what gratifies her. And so much of music is about what men want, and so much
Yes.
about everything from music, pop culture, even porn is all about what men want.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so I think part of the Me Too movement is also, I think, is helped if we understand women's bodies and,
Yeah.
and sex is not an act for men to have pleasure, but it's an act
No.
for everyone to have
Yeah.
pleasure.
Yeah.
It's about I'm so glad you brought that up, because where we haven't been able to go is talking about pleasure and talking about joy. There's a book, a woman named Adrienne Marie Brown has a book called Pleasure Activism. She's brilliant, by the way. Y'all should get that. I don't know what camera looking, but
We got you.
right.
It's jotted.
But this idea that that if we would think about sex and sex acts about pleasure, self-pleasure, right? Women don't also always have sex with men. You know what I'm saying? So there's all kind of different ways we should be thinking about pleasure and joy, right? Part of what Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi and these other people give is they bring joy. Let us be free. We have so many things that oppress us and hold us and make us sad. We need places and spaces where we can just be free and just exist and have joy.